We have been working with the Census Bureau and other government agencies to provide interactive tools for the public to explore government statistics. One of the prototypes made available to Census is YMap. YMap shows a map of the US which can be color-coded. Users can select states to see all their statistics in this table. Or they can specify queries using dynamic query filters. Here, for example, I filter out the states with low percentage of Black residents. Or I can use a scatter plot to see how states compare over two attributes mapped over the X and Y axis. We knew that with a minute or two of training by demonstration in the lab, anyone had been able to use YMap without difficulties. But usability testing at the Census Bureau demonstrated that with no training, a fair number of low computer skill users would have problems with such things as zooming, selecting multiple regions, noticing the two slider cursors, or understanding what a scatter plot is and how to set it up. We looked at 3 methods to help users get started. To address the problems of users who just said, "Wow, this is way too complicated," before they even started, we proposed a multi-layered interface. Now, YMap has 3 levels, giving access to more and more advanced features. This is level 1, with only a map and a table. When it starts for the first time, users see a summary of what you can do in level 1. Going to level 2 adds the sliders, and in level 3, the scatter plot finally appears. Repeat users might jump directly to that level 3, while new hesitant users might be happy with what they find in level 1. Animated transitions, even rudimentary like this, helped users notice the changes. But even in a simplified interface, users have to discover how to use the features that are unfamiliar to them. Integrated initial guidance, also called sticky notes help, indicates the main feature of the interface and offers a demonstration by animating the interface itself. Here, the Show Me button walks me through the steps of zooming in and out. I'm just watching here, I'm not doing anything. Help is immediate because the notes are shown when you start the application. But the interface is still active. So we saw many users simply ignore the notes and go on with their business. Here, for example, I did select states and I went to level 2. But most users would read at least some of the notes, put them away, and later reopen them as they needed them. Because the demonstrations are integrated, users can choose to simply watch or do the steps themselves. For example, here, I read the first note explaining the use of the sliders, I go to the next one, and I ask a Show Me demonstration of that step. I'm not doing anything now, I'm just seeing the cursor move by itself. But now I think I understand, so instead of using the Show Me, I will do the next step myself. The demonstration recognizes my action and moves to the next step, in this case, explaining the result of my actions on the map. In addition to explaining how to use the widgets, a list of specific example tasks is given. And we have seen some users go through all the examples of all levels to learn the interface. We found that the integrated initial guidance was effective, but fairly difficult to design. Choosing and carefully placing the notes was a challenge. For example, notes should be close to their corresponding widget, but the layout will suggest a reading order which has to be correct, and notes should not hide important parts of the screen being explained. Finally, let's look at a third technique, video demonstrations. Here, short clips of video demonstrate all the features of each level of the interface. Here is a 25-second video demonstration explaining level 2. I turn the sound on to show you that it is the video on the computer. It's me again, but recorded with Camtasia.
For example, I can filter out the state with low income.
Those video clips were found easier to develop than the sticky notes, and still fairly effective. Being more passive, users are more likely to lose track of what is happening. But showing a full-screen video instead of a partial-size one was helpful to give the illusion of seeing the real interface being demonstrated. The use of voice, including in the video, was also greatly appreciated by users.